A chailc a happy Easter, everyone. To those who celebrated and éirigh seachtain Shachai, to those celebrating and éirigh seachtain Shochiing, and to those who don't celebrate Easter, happy long weekend. But I will be teaching you today how to say the Paschal greeting in Gaelic. And for those of you who aren't regular viewers, who just are here because you googled Paschal greeting in Gaelic, I will explain that Gaelic refers to 3 separate languages. Scottish Gaelic, which is spoken in Scotland and maritime Canada, Manx, which is spoken on the Isle of Man, and Irish, which is spoken in Ireland. Now, that when I say spoken in, I mean spoken as a community language, so it's used in schools, shops, street signage, and in local government. All these languages are also spoken anywhere you find Scottish, Irish, and Manx immigrants and descendants. So England, Australia, New Zealand, the US, the rest of Canada, and South Africa, particular hotspots, but all over the world really. And the 3 languages are descended from a common ancestor. They began diverging about 1,000 years ago, give or take a couple of hundred years, so they're mutually intelligible, which means that a fluent speaker of one can have a mostly natural conversation with a fluent speaker of another. But they are separate languages, there are differences between them, and this is something that a lot of Paschal greeting in every language charts tend to overlook. Not only do they not distinguish between which variety of which Gaelic language they're referring to, but they usually have something that isn't recognisable as being any of them, and it's the same Gaelic-ish phrase that appears on all the charts. So I think someone, hopefully well-meaning, made a mistake about 20 years ago, and it's just been copied and copied and copied by a lot of people who don't speak a Gaelic language. Either that or someone's intentionally trolling me from 20 years ago, one of the 2 options. But nevertheless, here it is in Gaelic. Ha Criosda et éirigh. Ha Criosda et éirigh. Go firinne hae et éirigh. Go firinne hae et éirigh. So, ha Criosda et éirigh. This is literally, is Christ after rising. Now, those Gaelic learners among you might be familiar with the phrase ha mi ag éirigh, I'm getting up, which you use when you get up in the morning, but et éirigh, after rising, is the perfect tense. So ha Criosda et éirigh, that's fairly straightforward. Christ is after rising, Christ is risen. So the answer is go firinne hae et éirigh. Go firinne hae et éirigh. And this is truly, to truth, go firinne hae et éirigh, he is after rising. Now, I say firinne, you also hear gajerv and gajevinne, and they all basically mean really, truly, indeed, that sort of stuff. I prefer firinne because it literally means truly, so therefore I think it's closer to alithos, which is what you say in Greece, alithos and esti. But probably gajerv would be the most common. And in Ireland, you get most commonly saying gajevin, or gajevin, I'm not sure how they pronounce it instead. This is basically the same as in English. You get some people saying truly he is risen, and some people saying he is risen indeed. There's no real meaning difference. It's just, I think, regional or personal preference. So, ha Christ et éirigh, go firinne hae et éirigh, gajerv hae et éirigh. Gajevin hae et éirigh. That's all for today. So, chasg ha Christ et éirigh, go firinne hae et éirigh, agus chiimi se bhula ana hiachging.